I'm Chris Locke, the new Vice President of Marketing here at the Ayn Rand Institute. I'm afraid I can't be with you today, so we're going to do something a little different. Here I am inside the ARI archives, where I thought it would be interesting to take a brief moment to look at where the Institute has been before we talk about where it's going. But before I do, I'd like to introduce myself. I started in the audio technology industry, where I marketed audio algorithms to consumer electronics companies such as Sony, Toshiba, and Kenwood. Most recently, I was a marketing executive at Visit Anaheim. Let's take a few seconds to see how ARI's marketing has changed through the years. The archives is full of some pretty amazing books, pamphlets, and in many ways, the keys to the evolution of ARI. So Jeff Britting, our archives curator, put together a small collection of some of the marketing pieces that have a home in our archives. Here are some of the first impact newsletters going back to the 1980s and a few other pieces leading up to 2002. Today we send direct mail via email to a very curated list of engaged consumers. With each email that's sent, the marketing team gets smarter, more tactical, and can send more customized content to engage our audiences in very specific calls to action. Here's a series of brochures starting in the mid-80s and going through to this year. The transformation of the brand and evolution of design are very evident here. What's clear is how the way ARI communicates its messaging has changed. We went from being very text-heavy to embracing visuals, which was necessitated in large part by the advent of internet marketing. In December, we launched a completely redesigned campus website with a streamlined user experience that allows for both full course engagement and bite-sized chunks of content depending on the user's level of interest and time commitment. Go see for yourself how much easier it is to navigate. Here are some interesting numbers for you. Over 28,000 users have accounts on aynrand.org and ARI Campus. Over 9,000 users have participated in ARI Campus courses and lessons to date. According to a report from Attentively that focused on the social media interaction from 5,000 of our supporters in the DC area, ARI has 1,800 contacts who reach 153,000 people regularly. These are our advocates. Of those 1,800 contacts, 2% had a Clout social media influence score of over 40, but those 2% generate 30% of our reach. I bet some of our top influencers are right here in this audience. We want to engage with you. We're asking you to share our content, retweet those important announcements, and share those interesting quotes or vignettes. For direct e-marketing, our email list is at roughly 40,000 recipients. We're exploring strategies for effective email capture across all programs to grow the list and promote to a larger audience. We're also developing the infrastructure to allow us to personalize communication to existing contacts via CRM to better engage and improve retention rates. Our overall content shift is toward benefit-driven copy that speaks directly to the reader in a concise and compelling manner. We're also moving toward more image, video-based promotions to appeal to the key target audience of 15 to 30-year-olds. You're also going to see more videos as our multimedia team produces educational program and marketing content to raise brand awareness. We will then pepper that content throughout new social media channels such as Snapchat and other existing channels such as video and Instagram. Here are a few samples of Vine videos, which we've recently created. We're also creating short teaser videos for all of our campus courses. Here's a trailer that has already been released.
Now, at the time that Ayn Rand was writing Anthem, this idea of collectivism was a philosophy that was sweeping the world. And even in the aftermath of World War II, the philosophy of collectivism was still the dominant philosophy around the world. in Europe, in Russia, in China, but also in America. The idea that sacrifice for the common good is a moral ideal is an idea that we still hear preached to this very day. So what's important to understand is that Anthem is not just an indictment of totalitarian collectivist politics. Fundamentally, what the book critiques and condemns is the moral ideals and the moral ideas that led to these kinds of societies and that lead to this kind of sacrifice on a massive scale.
And lastly, we have more video content up our sleeves. We have begun to produce a series of short videos called Moments of Objectivism. Here is the first in the series about Ayn Rand leaving Russia to find freedom in America.
And now, a moment of objectivism with Yaron Brook and the Ayn Rand Institute.
Novelist and philosopher Ayn Rand was a teenager when the Soviets first allowed foreign films to be shown in Russian movie theaters. The shots of streets and skylines offered Rand the first precious glimpses of a land that resonated with her vision of the ideal, America. America, a land dedicated to protecting the freedom of the individual, stood in sharp contrast to the collectivism of communist Russia where she grew up. Rand would eventually escape Russia and immigrate to America, a place where society thrived and each individual was free to pursue his own life and happiness. She described it as the greatest, the noblest, and in its original founding principles, the only moral country in the history of the world. From the Ayn Rand Institute, I'm Yaron Brook.
This has been a moment of objectivism from the Ayn Rand Institute. To learn more, listen to the Yaron Brook Show, Saturdays at 4 on AM 560, and visit ariradio.com.
So what is our product? To whom and to what place do we deliver it to? And at what price? That's what's top of mind in everything marketing produces. Here at ARI, our mission is to foster a growing awareness, understanding, and acceptance of Ayn Rand's revolutionary philosophy, objectivism, in order to create a culture whose guiding principles are reason, rational self-interest, and laissez-faire capitalism. A culture in which individuals are free to pursue their own happiness. Please join us in helping to spread Ayn Rand's ideas through these new marketing programs. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the conference.